My own next door neighbor was the CEO of Pfizer.
Sure.
I'm like, why are you my next door neighbor? I was like, then I looked up their other house. I'm like, oh, that makes
They got
sense.
10 of them.
Yeah. I was like, okay, well, this is your starter home.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. Like all the high, profile people that live in the area. Like it's not a secret anymore, right?
I always say it's like living in vacation land.
I like that.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I live in downtown New Hope in the borough, and I can walk to restaurants and I can be on the river in 5 minutes. And
Welcome to the Home Show, where we sit down with builders, designers, and real estate professionals shaping the spaces we call home. I'm your host, Oscar Michaels, founder of OM Media. And in each episode, we dive into the stories behind the brands, the strategies behind the success, and the marketing moves that help these local leaders stand out. From concept to completion, from startup to legacy, this is where real conversations happen. So good morning, everyone. We are in season 1. Today, I am sitting with Nick Esser. He is the owner and managing partner of Addison Wolfe, which I am pumped to have you here. Addison Wolfe has been, a staple for the real estate luxury boutique community here in New Hope for a long, long time. And, I'm excited to be working with you guys after all these years that I've been, doing this, and excited to have you here and learn a little bit more about you. I know we worked a little bit together, but I'm sure the listeners and viewers are excited to hear as well. So tell us a little bit about, your background, where you came from, and what you're doing now.
so I grew up in California. I moved to New York City in 2019, and I moved to New Hope in 2016. And shortly after that, I got my real estate license and started doing real estate. I have always been in real estate, though. Both my mother and my grandfather were in mortgages, and my mother owned a few more real estate offices as well.
Okay.
So I was picked up from school as a kid, and we went to Brokers Opens because it was Tuesdays, and we're going to go look at houses. And that was the way we grew up. Every 3 years when the house was done, we moved.
This is homework.
Yeah,
Learning.
we flipped houses and moved every couple of years when mom found the next one and it was time to go. So I kind of think as soon as I found wherever I was going to live for the rest of my life, I kind of always thought I would get into real estate. And so I did, and here I am almost 10 years later.
That's crazy. So where in California did you grow up?
I grew up in the San Francisco East Bay.
Okay.
So nice area.
Very different from here.
Very different from here. It is a lot more ranchers. If we had that many ranchers out here, everyone would be happy.
Oh my gosh, I know. My parents are looking for ranchers, and it's just like they're so hard to come by.
They are not what was built around here.
Yeah,
we like a center hall colonial.
Yeah, that is very traditional colonial style around here.
With bad curtains and rugs. Got them in space.
Hopefully we'll transition into some more modern stuff, which it seems like we kind of are, especially down by the river and stuff. So tell me, like, what was that transition like from New York City to here, and like how did that come about? To
my ex-husband got a job down here in pharmaceuticals, and so we moved down and got a house, and I started off just kind of setting up house and getting friends and getting to know the community. And then maybe about a year after living here, I was getting bored and wanting to do some things. And
Sure.
I met Art, one of the other owners and the founder of Addison Wolfe, by happenstance, I would say. I accidentally backed into his car in a parking lot, and
No
therefore
way.
that's how we met. Yeah, it was a beautiful car to run into too. It was really a spot-on mistake, but it was a foot in the door.
That's right. Any bad publicity is good publicity.
Yeah. It was one of those moments where your heart sinks a little bit, but then
Sure. Did you know him at the time, or this?
I knew
stranger?
who he was because Art's very well known in town, and I
Sure.
had another realtor in the car when I backed into it, and he's like, "Oh, that's Art's car." I'm like,
Oh man.
"Yeah, what are you gonna do?"
Things happen.
Yeah.
So when you moved here, you weren't yet in real estate, right?
Nope.
So this
I
was all.
in New York. I managed a wholesale footwear showroom.
Wow.
So I did all the major department stores and all the East Coast sales for them. Sold shoes and wholesale for a while.
Sure. So what was like the driving motive? Obviously, family was involved in real estate, but what was like, let me do real estate?
I've always liked real estate. I've always enjoyed going into houses and looking around. I have a few rental properties myself, so I'm always looking for the next thing. Yeah, real estate just felt like the natural next step. When you're starting off in real estate and you don't really know what it's going to end up being, it's a nice step in because it's as much as you want to put into it.
Sure.
You can work as much, work your network. When I started, I wasn't expecting that this is where my career was going to take me.
Sure.
And I'm thrilled that it has, but it's a very different role what I've stepped into. But it's a great, fun twist in real estate for me personally.
Yeah, absolutely. And what is it? What is that like? So you started as an agent, and now you're owner managing partner. What has changed for you personally?
Well, I go into the office every day, or mostly when I'm not out running errands and showing houses.
Sure.
Which
Podcasting.
is in podcasting, yeah. For the most part, I still sell houses. I still do my thing. I'm just not working from home on my sofa in pajamas anymore during the day. You get showered and dressed every day now, which, for real estate agents, that's a big thing. I mean, most of us don't go into the office every single day. And it's one of the reasons why it's such a great career for so many people. If you have kids or other jobs or just want to do it part-time or
For sure.
want to work around your schedule, it's a great way to have a career, make some good money. And then when I transitioned into this career, it was just much more boots on the ground, being there. But I really enjoy that aspect of it. I really enjoying being in the office. And we have such a great office. Going in it doesn't really feel like work. So it's really a blessing that way.
Now all those people are friends, and
yeah, it's like going into your family's, I don't know, it's kind of like going to your lake house and just hanging out with everyone every day. Like,
pour a cocktail at 4 o'clock.
I wish, but we wait till 5. No, but we have lunch every day in the office together, and it's like a really, we talk smack and what's going on in the market, and did you see that this came up, and oh my God, they're never, whatever
It's overpriced.
whatever the drama is in real estate for the day.
Sure.
And so we enjoy that aspect of it, the camaraderie of the office.
I think that's what's nice about like the phrase boutique, like people there, really care. They're really passionate, and you're specialized in this area. Like, whereas you have these big box Keller Williams or Remax or whatever, it's not a tight knit family. There's so many agents.
Yeah. I mean, we're about 45 agents right now. We're expanding and trying to, grow and recruit more people. So if you're listening, no, but a lot of our agents have been there for, we're celebrating our 20-year anniversary this year.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
we just celebrated in May, so we just hit 20 years. And it's a really exciting thing to be a part of, seeing this next chapter. Art has taken it here. He's still a part of the company. He's still there every day. And I'm learning from him and getting some guidance of how to run the business.
And how not to back into people's cars.
And how not to, now I have a rear view camera. That's how long ago it was. Those were just starting to come out.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, it's a really fun company to get to be a part of, and we're creative, and with your help, and we're trying to really up our social media and the videos we're putting out to the world, because as the world has evolved, that needs to keep going, and we keep pushing for that too.
I keep telling everyone, like, video, I know it's been talked about, and but not many people act on it. And I know it's not cheap, but in this area, homes aren't cheap. So it's like, it's an investment. And if you're good at what you do and you can sell the home, having that video asset in your pocket to be like, well, check this out, it's just something to get people through the door. And then it's showtime for the realtor,
Yeah, I agree. It definitely does help. The video aspect of it, I think I can really appreciate what it does. I think there are a lot of agents who do it really well. For me personally, it's not that I don't think I do it well, but it makes me cringe a little bit to watch them. Like, I just hate seeing myself on camera that way. And I don't, that's a me thing. I'm well aware of that. Everyone is like, oh, that's a great video. And I'm like, ugh.
Well, the more you do it, the more comfortable you get. And from the first video we shot to the last one we shot, I can see you getting more comfortable. And that excites me, because it's like, okay, now he's getting it, you know?
It is fun to like get them, and you make your lines and then run them through ChatGPT and say, make this better. And
of course.
but it is fun to have the video and to be able to push them out. It's great for social media. It's great for the company. Your sellers definitely appreciate the videos. Like, they really feel like they're getting their money's worth when you are creating nice products for them.
It comes down to the client experience, especially in the tier of homes that you're listing. It's like it's that expectation, and putting them through the experience to show that you really care and value the partnership, that, you're going to take care of that home as if it were your own.
Absolutely. And we should. I mean, we're making good money generally on a lot of these homes.
Sure.
And so you should be spending back on advertising and media and pushing some of that money out, not just putting a for sale sign in the yard.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we have grown to have a pretty big following, and just like having partnerships with realtors, I think adds that extra value, because we'll share it on the Doylestown page and get, a ton of likes and shares, or people comment, ask who the realtor is, and it's just exciting to see the community involvement in the real estate industry as a whole, whether it's the designers, the architects, the builders, the real estate agents themselves, or, family members that see their other family's house getting listed and they're like, I want to use that realtor, that builder. And it's just cool to see. And that's the whole purpose of why I started the podcast, was to make community awareness of who the power partners in the community are, who you should be talking to, who cares about the industry and, cares about you as a client. And it's cool to see it unfolding.
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, real estate around here is such an interesting market, I would say. And the people, I mean, you look at different brokerages and agents, and everyone's kind of has their own little bubble, and occasionally they'll,
for sure,
a Doylestown agent will list something in Yardley, and you'll talk to the Yardley agents. You're like, how did she get that? And, it's an interesting moment. But I've always said this, and I always say, because we all have so many friends in real estate. I have tons of friends at other offices that I would do anything for, even though they're not in my office. And, the people are always like, oh, aren't they your competition? I'm like, we're only competition if we're writing an offer for the same property, or we're going out on the listing appointment for the same property.
Yeah,
and then it's let the best person win.
Squash it over a drink later.
Yeah. Like, if somebody that I respect and admire gets a listing instead of me, I'm happy for them, and they did something that I didn't, and vice versa. I feel like I've gotten things that my friends were going out on too, and we give each other a little banter and smack talk and say congratulations, because we're all. I feel that's the one thing about this area is everyone's really generally has each other's back and are good, reputable people with ethical and smart and with a good vibe behind them that aren't out to get you.
Yeah, for sure. I think having that, respect within the industry, it's weird, like in the photography world, like, I don't know how much competition there is, but like when I see another media team get a listing that I know I could have crushed, and it's like, damn. But at the same time, I look at it as like a learning experience. Like, what did I do wrong, or why didn't they reach out to us? Like, let's fix that. And that's part of being an owner or whatever, and trying to figure out where are we bottlenecking? Why aren't we reaching that audience? Or, so it's cool to have, competition, because it makes me work harder.
Yeah.
It makes me think more and try and learn.
Like, why did they get that one? How did they know about this first?
Exactly. Did I not network hard enough in that area? Do people not know who we are,
Well, for you guys, like, I consider you one of the premier photographers, media makers around here. It's interesting. I'd almost like, who do you think is your biggest competition? Oof. You might not want to say it.
Yeah, no, I mean, for someone that I've never met who I know does great work is Juan Vidal. He's an amazing photographer. I don't know what other tools he has in his belt in terms of video, drone, and stuff. I know he does a little bit of stuff, but I don't see it that often. He's not super active on social media. And then we have like big box companies like Alcove Media, or I forget something Snap Media. We have Mike Sperando. He's big in like the Yardley area, I think, down that way. So there's definitely competition. And since COVID, it's been like everyone's a photographer now. Even if they're not.
I get so many of those like random people reaching out to me. Let me give you your first one free, and I'll do this, and floor plans and stuff. And
and it's fine on certain listings, right?
Yeah. If you just have like a cheap, entry level condo that's
vacant
something
or something.
Yeah, something that isn't crazy and don't need to show off the architectural details. I used one once, and it was just a total flop. I was like, the guy was persistent, and it was a nothing house.
And it was worth trying.
I learned my lesson that it took 7 days to get my photographs back for a 2,500 square foot house with no furniture. I was like, well, you get what you pay for.
Yeah,
and that's a big thing about real estate photography. You know what? If you want the cheapest person in town, I'm probably not the guy you're going to go to. You're probably not the guy you're going to go to, but you get what you pay for. I think, when you buy it for price, you buy it twice.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. You're so right. I try to think of like the product, like when Apple started, like Steve Jobs was so persistent in like the quality and the client experience. Like when you open a fresh Apple, someone's on the podcast talked about this. You open a MacBook Pro, like on packaging, like the smell, the way things sit so tightly in there. It's just like the presentation is everything. And if you can nail that, and you can provide that value to your clients, like you'll never be.
It's an interesting way to
bored.
Yeah. That's an interesting way to put it. About
Yeah, I love that. Like when I open a new MacBook, which is
peeling that like piece of
oh my
plastic off
God,
of
it's
it
like-
and like unwrapping.
it's like someone did this, and took care of this. So I just think that's cool, and I try to implement that into our product as best I can.
Yeah.
Real estate season, it's just bonkers every year from pretty much end of February, March time, like planning phase, till October, end of October. And then it slows down a little bit, but still, even the bigger agents, that have marketing budget, they're talking about like, what reel should we be doing for the holidays and going into the new season? And like, that's cool to me because it never used to be like that before COVID. And everyone was like, I'm going on vacation or I'm traveling. Like,
Totally.
But even when they are now, it's like, Oscar, I need you to start planning this, and that for when I'm back because I want to shoot this, that, and whatever.
Nice.
And it's just cool,
Yeah.
How have things changed? So you weren't in real estate during COVID. You were just, or you just
No,
got into it?
I was in real estate for a few years before COVID.
Oh, okay.
I mean, COVID around here, shit just changed everything. I mean, the big McMansions that I'd love to sell that are, before COVID, they would sit on the market for 2 or 3 years and just collect 600, 700 days on market. And it was the joke that, when you're the third agent, the third year on the market, you'll finally sell that McMansion that's been sitting there for years and years and years. And COVID happened, and now the market changed. And now we have families who want these McMansions, even if they're original and need work and everything, as a lot of them are around here. Yeah. Because they were decorated in 1999 and the original owner's still there, and now they're finally selling. But now those houses can go in a weekend or two, and that's for 3 times the prices that they were 5 years ago, 2 times the price.
Yeah, I was reading something from, I think it was realtor.com or something, but there's a shortage of like 800,000 houses in the U.S. for like where people want to live. Mm-hmm. And I'm getting sick of it and seeing like all the Ryan homes and Toll Brother homes just getting slapped together everywhere. Like there's one.
And going in a second. I mean, they go.
It's crazy to me.
That development in Newtown just went so quickly.
And I think people, that's probably not where they like house, like what they want to live in, but it's the location that's bringing them, because there's so many good things. We have Newtown, New Hope, Philly, New York. Yeah. It's just easy to get places, and all the big companies are in this area. You have the pharmaceuticals, you have the engineering, you have, real estate is, the market's insane. So yeah, since COVID, it's just like wild. The interest rates were at all-time low. They were right before. Now they're pushing, middle of all-time highs of, what was that back in the 70s, like 15%.
Yeah.
They were touching like what, 10 at one point after COVID, I think. I don't know. Maybe
they were like in the mid-low 8s.
Yeah, okay.
A little bit.
Where are they dancing now? Like 6.5?
6.5 if you have great credit. But they're pushing 7 again. Yeah. And I don't know if they're coming back down anytime soon. I mean, I would love them to. We would all refinance again, and
there's just so much shit going on in the world. It's like hard for the feds to be like, let's drop it.
Yeah, anytime there's a war going on, that always scares the market. They're never going to lower the rates then. But, they keep threatening that they're going to, and then something else happens.
Yeah, of course.
Potentially, maybe. If-ish, maybe.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, like, where Addison Wolfe is at now, what are like future plans for you guys? And I don't need you to spill your secret sauce or whatever, but like, what do you guys see Addison Wolfe becoming in the next 5, 10, 15 years?
We want to continue to be one of the leading brokerages in town. We are very open to expanding. I think, as I said, there are different bubbles of agents in each community, and I think that would be great to have a little bit more of a presence in each of them, not just a New Hope landed office.
For sure.
We do a lot of Jersey business. I could see us expanding over there. I think there's a lot of market share to grab over there. Especially from here to Princeton.
Yeah, there's only Callaway Henderson and Lambertville, and I don't know of any other like bigger names outside of names.
Yeah, there's a couple of other ones. There's a Corcoran, and there's still Wydell floating around out there, and there's River Valley, but River Valley is still local to Lambertville. And Corcoran's a big one out there, and then go to Princeton, and there's.
Where are they from? New York City?
Corcoran's in New York City. Callaway Henderson was just bought by Sotheby's from Florida.
Really?
That has a whole bunch of offices.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, it just was announced in the last week or 2.
And Compass just bought Sotheby's full, I think, or the vice versa?
No, Compass is buying Coldwell Banker.
Is it really?
Is that what I heard?
I'm not sure. There was some I've read again on Realtor.com.
Yeah, I feel like there was some.
It's hard to keep up.
That. Yeah, there's so many different companies are eating each other up. And then with the Zillow lawsuits and people saying they're not going to, it's just keeping track of what's going on. Hire a good realtor, let them use the MLS. I mean, that's how you should be doing
Yeah, I
it.
feel like it's a race to the top, and at the same time a race to the bottom with like AI and like replacing agents. I never see that happening.
I don't think we're going to be replaced by agents. I could see places where there are condo buildings that are exactly the same, and floor plan 2B is what you want. I could see a virtual agent taking care of you wanting to buy this building in this 1,000-unit complex. But out here, we're too high touch. You need somebody who, especially if you're moving from out of the area, who knows the difference between New Hope and Newtown, can tell you where the line is on Street Road that divides you between Buckingham and Solebury. You need agents who are going to tell you exactly what this neighborhood is like and where the Wawa is compared to there, and how close you are to everything that you would need to know, because each community is so different around here. And
comps are like there's no comps in a lot of the scenarios.
You can't even go by square footage around here because there's so many other things. Yeah, square footage of a house, but then what about the acreage? Yeah. What about outbuildings? What about pools? What about
additional parcels and
road noise and all the other factors that make homes unique around here? Because we're not cookie cutter. We're not ticky-tacky little boxes on quarter-acre lots.
Yeah.
We're most of the homes are some version of custom and grand or spacious or on acres, or they're all special in their own way.
Every time I walk into a property, it's never the same. Like when it's a single family house, usually like either a designer had their hands on it, an architect, everything's changed from that original, whatever that builder did in the 70s. Now it's just like, I'm always surprised and wowed. Usually when I walk through in a luxury home, it's like, man, like these people poured their full idea palette into this house, and it shows, and it's
they glued every seashell onto that wall. Like they really made a design choice.
So true.
Yeah,
so true.
You get to see some unique homes here, that's for sure.
What is one of the most like unique properties that you've seen, whether you were the listing agent or just saw one, like over the years? What have you seen? And I don't need specifics, but just like maybe some unique details or something you saw that was like, holy moly.
I mean, I feel like my worst moment I had a listing, I won't say where, in Bucks County, and it was a 80s center hall colonial, 8-foot ceilings, 5,000 square feet, original, needed everything, complete gut. Stucco was probably roaching on the outside. Pool hadn't been opened in 10 years.
Oh, man.
And the sellers were older, sweet, but they wouldn't leave for the showings. And they went and sat in their sunroom that was built off of the back of the house, which blocked all natural light coming into the back of the house, where they kept their 14 feral cats. And they would just sit there in this cat room while I'm showing the house. And the main house didn't smell, but then you would be like, and then this is this other room. And you'd let these people looking at the one, it was over $1 million house. And you let them into this and just hit you. That was a real
sell awakening.
Yeah, you really had to sell that one.
Embrace it. You love cats. This room's for you.
Yeah, that's really fur balls galore.
Oh my God.
Make your own yarn.
Yeah, I've seen some things. I'm not gonna name names or anything, but like I've seen sex toys on beds and.
Oh really?
Yeah. It's been interesting, and it's like.
Did you not know we were coming
Did you
today?
not know that there was a photo shoot at your house you're trying to sell?
Yeah.
I've seen some crazy stuff like Zillow Gone Wild right in Bluebell. I didn't photograph it, but like they had that. It was an Airbnb at one point, but they had like that sex dungeon in the basement.
With the white floors.
Oh my God.
I mean, got them a lot of views.
Impressive, like millions of views worldwide. Like that home probably sold very quickly.
Yeah, and I remember that home because it was a great example of like it's a great example of like, do you clean that up or do you let your freak flag fly and get all the views of the world? I don't know.
I don't know either, but like it's just interesting. Like real estate is so unhinged in a lot of areas, and some sellers are like crazy sometimes.
They won't, no, I'm not doing that. Or, the biggest thing that I come up is these people who have these big houses and they had them professionally decorated 30 years ago. And they think the way they decorated is still the bee's knees. They think it's great.
Not changing a
Do you know how much I paid for those curtains? I'm like, yes, they look really expensive 30 years ago. Like take them down, patch the holes, paint. You're covering up 4 feet on your valance and your curtains on around the sides. It's just these things that people won't get past. Or that rug, I paid $30,000 for that rug. I'm like, well, I hope you loved it. Nobody wants to look at it anymore. Roll it up, put it in straw.
Seriously.
But it's like people get these. We're not selling your house and your designs. We're selling something that is. We're selling your house, but it's not your house.
It's not going to be yours.
Let's take you out of it. Let's clean it up. Let's make it a little more neutral and get rid of the identifiers. I always
allow people to have the vision when they walk in. Don't give them your vision to,
and your vision that's dated.
Yeah.
I tell my clients, if it's religious, if it's sexual, if it's political, if it's aggressive, if it has too many family photos, if it brings out any kind of emotion that isn't, oh yeah, I want to live here, get rid of it.
Absolutely.
Because your house should be a blank slate. It should not have all your knickknacks out and all your stuff. I don't even want candles in your bathroom. Like, clean it out. Make it look like a hotel room.
I'm telling you right now, what you just said will be a reel from this podcast. Because everyone needs to hear that.
Yeah.
Whether you're a realtor or a homeowner.
Yeah, clean out your bathrooms. Make your towels match. Make them white. Go buy, get rid of your soaps. Get rid of your shampoos. Nobody wants to see your loofah. Your razors.
Oh, disgusting.
Make your shower glass perfectly white. Get rid of the soap stains. Make it look like you pull up your bath mats.
Hire a cleaning service.
Steam clean your grout so your white grout isn't brown next to your white grout on your walls.
Yeah.
These are just simple. Have your carpets cleaned. Have your windows washed and your screens removed, except for what I call your bacon burning screen.
Take the trash out.
Yeah.
Bake a loaf of bread the day before shopping.
Yeah. Put some effort in. Don't just throw your sheets on your bed.
And you can only advise so much. It's like, it's so hard to tell people what to do, but that's your job in a sense. And like, if you're not telling them that, you're not doing your job. So
and it depends on the client too. Some clients, I know when I go over there, they're going to have the lights on, the curtains are going to be open. I don't have to do anything for it. In other places, I know I'm going to have to make the beds. I'm going to need to bring my leaf blower and do the pool real quick because they didn't do it. And I'm going to spend 45 minutes turning on lights and opening the windows and doing all that, which is fine because it is my job. But that is part of our job, part of what we're paid for.
Yeah. And you work hard on this. I've seen you out there in gym clothes, sweating your ass off.
Getting it ready. Yeah, for sure. If it's photo day, I'm not dressed up. I'm wearing gym clothes because I'm running around and.
But then you have a changed suit to get into for your video.
Yeah. I like to do that part first. But yeah, I'm not afraid of. I've done a lot of things to get a listing ready over the years. I mean,
some agents, I don't get it, and I don't want to talk smack on the agent community, but like some agents are just so lazy when it's like they expect us to do that. I'm like, I'm a photographer. I'm not moving people's laundry.
I never expect my photographers to do anything. Like in my mind, you shouldn't have to close a toilet seat lid. You should to make the photo, but you shouldn't have to because as a realtor, I never just let photographers go through the house. Like I'm there at the beginning. We talk about what shots I want, and then we go through, and I make sure the room is set up for the shots. If the pillow needs to be chopped, whatever, move the rug,
and we'll move stuff if we have to, like to get the shot right. But like as long as it's set up,
you take a lamp down and put it behind.
Exactly.
But for the most part, if you're going to be listing some house, and you're doing $1 million, $1.5 million house, I can imagine that people probably aren't calling you for $200,000 condos.
Not as much anymore.
Yeah. So you're shooting big, nice things. Those agents should be there prepping it, making sure it's ready, making sure the soap's put away.
And I don't mind like a lockbox shoot, even if it's a $4 million house, but just make sure it's ready for me when I show up so I can do my job the best I can to give you the best marketing content possible.
Yeah, I never imagine just be like, oh, your lockbox code is 1234 and sending people into it. I'm like, well, what are you doing for your clients then? I mean, your job is to make sure those photos turn out great. I mean, you're paying for them.
Yeah, that too. It's like it's nice to get some direction for sure. I love when an agent shows like you do. Like you'll show up, be like, Oscar, here's the house, here's the walkthrough. You just walked, that huge property with me, showed me everything, and I was like, okay, I understand the assignment. I now know what to shoot. And then you're like, all right, I'll check in with you later. And I love that because I'll have the agent breathing down my neck.
I don't need to watch you unless you're like, it's a property that needs, hey, you didn't get that. But, for the most part, it's grab a shot from every corner and
Something
yeah,
very-
it's not, no offense, it's not
Rocket science.
rocket science
For
to
sure.
make the photo, but to edit it and make it look good, that is a little bit more rocket science.
For sure.
But as far as like finding the right shot, you're like, okay, there's
Well, it's also like I like to talk
You
through
know.
like if we're doing a video, like what's the vibe you're going for? What's the mood? What do you want people to feel when they see this and when
You
they
want-
come here?
Well, and the way you edit videos, I think, is really impressive in the fact that you make them dramatic, but also get to the point quickly. I don't know if that's the right way to say it.
Yeah.
But you do a great job of showing the house, not making it just be like a long, lazy drone shot that just like, I get it. Like these are big properties. But if we just want to do like slow pastoral views of everything, it's going to be an 8-minute video. And we know people's attention span is 30 seconds to
If
a
that.
minute.
Yeah.
You get it. So you got to make it pop. And you do a really good job at that, which is why, we're doing more business.
Much appreciated. Yeah, I think video is evolving every day in the real estate world and like how quickly you move through a house, but still showing the best shots for just long enough, but also coming up with that hook that gets them in the beginning and be like, oh, I know that realtor on camera. Let me watch his listing. Or, oh my God, I know that property. I've driven by it 100 times. Like getting those shots that people will recognize that property and be like, oh my God, that house is for sale. I've admired it for 10 years. So like that's the fun in it. And I also like to bring in some type of like cinematic storytelling type vibe to some listings. Like it depends on it, right? But like these ultra modern houses, like it's cool to have like that Selling Sunset vibe. And it's like that sexy, flashy, fun that keeps people, but you don't want to nauseate them with all these fast cut shots. So there's like a happy medium in a lot of that, But yeah, so let's talk more about Addison Wolfe and, some of the people there. Like what type of like listings do you typically go after? Does it matter price point, or is it just like whoever wants to work with us, we give the opportunity to present their home? And
I would love to say that we only want to sell multi-million-dollar homes.
Sure.
But I think the truth is, and I joke around like, I'll sell you a funeral home and a trailer park if you need me to. Like, we're in this to make money. We all want to sell the big, glitzy, glamorous homes.
of course,
But, I'm never going to turn down a call from somebody. I might refer it out and to share else in my office if it's more work than I want, or,
an agent's
I'm kind of steering away from doing rentals at this point because they're a lot of work and I don't want to do them. But
Yeah.
I'd sold so many of my clients rental properties and they still
Sure.
want me to do them. So I'm partnering with other agents. But back to what you actually asked is, Addison Wolfe has a long-standing reputation of doing more homes over $1 million than any other brokerage in town.
wow.
We do a big business here in town. We sell a lot of homes over $1 million. We have a lot of luxury agents. And we have we have a few part-time agents that are doing it, the after school, the mom group ones, or we have some older agents who are winding down their career, who are still doing a great business. I mean, Donna Lacey, who keeps saying she's slowing down every year, is having one of her best years yet in our office. And
Sometimes it just falls in your lap.
yeah, you know what? When you've been doing business for 20, 30 years, okay, well, you just need a couple of your friends who you sold houses to 20, 30 years ago. Well, those houses are now $3 or $4 million. And you're getting to sell them again because they're moving to Florida or whatever, going to their kids or going to the final resting place. They've expired
It's
out of their
life.
current home. Yeah. Can't do stairs anymore, whatever. When the longer you're in this business, it just keeps creating more business for you.
It's crazy. It's funny you say that because literally Monday, what's today? Wednesday, Monday, I photographed the house for the third time since I've been doing this, which is crazy. I was like, no way am I going to this property again. And it was completely different. They had designers and whatnot, and so walls were removed. But it's just like, yeah, you create relationships, and people know that you shot the house before. They liked what you did, and you're back in it. And same with real estate. Like you make a great relationship with that buyer, seller, whatever. Next thing you know, they're calling you 5 years later to do it again.
Totally. And I've had houses that I've sold as the listing agent. Other buyers have come and bought it with their agent. And then a few years later, they've called me to sell that house because they're like, oh, you did such a good job selling it last time. Like, we still love our agent, but you just did such a great job. We want you to do it. I'm like, Okay, happy to.
Awesome.
How can I help you, sir?
Yeah, absolutely.
But it is when you go back into the house the second or third time. I don't know. It's like a weird deja vu to
It
go back
really
there and
is.
like, they left that. Yeah.
Why?
Of
Why
all
did
the
they do
things,
that?
they kept the blue bathroom. Interesting. No, yeah, no, it's a fun, it's a fun job to get to do. I mean, also a big part of both of our jobs is the social aspect of it, which is a really nice fill your cup up moment. Like I love going to brokers opens, talking with people, networking, just hearing what's going on in the market. That's part of my job at Addison Wolfe also is, I'm in charge of recruiting. Um, but
You're gonna get at least one call from
good,
us.
good. I should. No, but besides recruiting, my job is to be socially connected in the world also. So I want to be networking Addison Wolfe out there. I want to be networking Addison Wolfe with other agents. We always have office exclusives. Not always, but we generally are getting them.
Sure.
I think a lot of companies are getting them. How we're kind of using them is, all right, you want to work with me, let's sign it up. You're still mulching and painting a couple of rooms. Let's get the stuff going, get a round one of photography.
Yeah.
We can start promoting it out to our sphere, your sphere, and sharing things that we can. I think that's a really great way to let people know what's coming on the market. Hey, I have this great house on Chapel Road. It's coming up in 3 weeks. Just letting you know, it's a great talking point for me to get to talk with people. Yeah, people want to know what's coming up. They are grateful to know what's coming up because then they feel that they are doing a good job for their clients, and their clients think that they're digging and round and finding what's coming up next. So I always tell agents, if you're looking for something, give me a ring. I might know about it, whether it's at my company or maybe it's somebody I just talked to at another company that I know has that townhome in that community coming up. Because that's what our job is all about. It's connecting people, whether it's to help us sell a house or you sell a house. I want everyone to sell the house.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes, the industry better that way, like clients respect that research that goes into that and say like, oh, we got a new listing. It's hush hush right yet, but like, here's what's coming.
Absolutely.
They
If you're a buyer and your agent tells you, oh, this is coming up in 2 weeks, you're thrilled if you can get in, especially if you can get in early.
I know builders love that for me. Like I try to, be as hush hush about a lot of stuff as I can. But like if I see a property that's a great flip for a builder that wants to do that and asks me like, hey, keep an eye out, and be like, yo, contact this realtor. He's got something coming up.
Oh,
and then the realtor loves that and respects that. And it's like, wow, working with Oscar, like he's really looking out for everyone.
Yeah.
And I try to, I don't play favorites in this game. I can't. If I did, I'd be screwed.
You have to be Switzerland in this.
So much. The drama is wild in the real estate world.
Oh yeah. And there's always a new story, like whether
every day.
I won't say what they are right now, but
yeah,
there's always a who did what to who, or did you hear they did,
yeah,
someone sleeping with somebody, or there's always
something.
Did you hear what happened at that team? And you're like, what? No. And then it circles through the grapevine pretty quick.
Of course it does.
Yeah,
and I've been pulled into a couple. It's like, yo, leave me out of it. I don't need to be involved in that. It's not my cup of tea to be drinking.
Yeah, I would say I don't repeat gossip, so listen carefully.
That's a great way to put it.
Just say it once. No, I'm joking.
Where is your favorite area to list or sell homes? Like where do you like to work the most? Like is it in the borough of New Hope? Is it Doylestown? Is it on the river? Where do you like to go?
I would say it's Solebury.
Solebury?
Yeah. I mean, if you look at what I sell, probably 80% of all my deals are New Hope Solebury.
Really?
And they have that is my bubble. That is my network. Then it probably goes Upper Makefield, Buckingham, Doylestown. Upper Makefield,
most prestigious zip codes.
Yeah, well, I like what I like.
Hell yeah.
No, I got into real estate, and I'm very fortunate that I have friends. I'm, one of my number one ways I've gotten a lot of my business is my interior designers in my old house. In the Glen Eagles neighborhood where you just shot, they had done probably 7 or 8 homes in that neighborhood. And as I was starting my career, those people were starting to downsize, look for different houses. The big house on the river was one of those. And so they introduced me to their clients who were affluent and had big, lovely homes.
And more friends.
And more friends. And then I sold 3 houses on the same cul-de-sac in this lovely neighborhood, Kingswood Ridge, and a couple more up the street. Yeah, so that was kind of where I got my kickoff of, lovely people willing to trust me at a young age of 30. But they gave me a shot. My interior designers gave me a good reference, and that was how I got a lot of my big listings. And that was, part of that was a little bit of luck, and
Yeah, for sure. There's nothing wrong with that.
being in the right spot in the right time and presenting well and putting my best foot forward and saying I'm going to work really hard for you and try really hard.
Sometimes you got to fake it till you make it.
Yeah, and part of real estate is looking busy, whether or not you are posting your story.
Agents are good at that.
Yeah, agents are good at. You can post a picture of a house that you're driving by, and nobody will know the difference.
Yep. It might not even be on the market
today. Yeah. But just drive by a whole bunch of houses for sale. Show
Brownsburg Road, all the big ones.
That's the interesting part about it.
But Solebury, I was reading, like, at one point, I don't know if it's still a fact today, but Solebury had the most CEOs per capita in the entire United States for a short period of time, which I totally believe because of all the pharma, all the tech, and all the just remote people. Like, maybe the business wasn't there, but their CEO lived there.
Yeah,
they don't know where that stat comes from or how that's accurate. But
that doesn't surprise me because I know a lot of CEOs.
Sure.
My own next door neighbor was the CEO of Pfizer.
Sure.
I'm like, why are you my next door neighbor? I was like, then I looked up their other house. I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
They got 10 of them.
Yeah. I was like, okay, well, this is your starter home. But yeah, Kingswood and Kingswood Ridge and New Hope, that neighborhood was called Pill Hill when they moved in because it was all pharmaceutical executives.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then when Rabbit Run was being built, a whole bunch of high-ups moved there from J&J and whatnot.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. Like, all the high, profile people that live in the area. Like, it's not a secret anymore, right? So we have the Hadid family here.
Yep.
We have Bradley Cooper here. Rumors say, and I don't know if it's wholly true yet or if they're even here yet, but, Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce. I know Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber have been spotted in the area looking.
I don't know. The Trumps were looking for houses down here.
Yeah, I mean, we have the Merck CEO, we have the J&J CEO at one point, and the LabCorp CEO. Like, all these people are just filtering and funneling down to this area. And since COVID, it's been more. I don't know if people like the accessibility to the big cities and just have the calm lifestyle. It's just such a great spot to live.
It is such a great spot to live in. I always say it's like living in vacation land.
I like that.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I live in downtown New Hope in the borough, and I can walk to restaurants and I can be on the river in 5 minutes. And
so peaceful.
And this weekend I went out on friends of mine who live on the river, and we went on their pontoon boat on the Delaware. And it's just, you're out there and you're looking at the backs of all these mansions on the river and you're like, where?
Yeah, what is this?
I live here. This is a magical place to get to live. And that's what I portray to anyone who's moving down here from New York or from Philadelphia. And they're like, oh, do you like living here? I'm like, freaking love living here. It's the best. It's
great. There's coffee shops, there's restaurants, there's shopping, there's whatever.
People, they always ask you certain things, and you have to be careful how you answer things. Oh, how are the schools? You can't answer that.
Yeah.
You'll have people asking, what's the demographics like? And
of course,
you try and point that to them. And, one thing I can say is, you know what they're trying to ask, but you can't.
Let's go for a drive.
Yeah.
Open your eyes.
Yeah. How is it here? They ask these pointed questions, and I can't say anything, but I can say, as a gay man who has lived here for 10 years, I have never felt unsafe. It is a welcoming community. It is a type of place where I don't have kids, but if I did, I would let them walk around the streets.
Yeah.
It does not bother me I leave my keys in my car at the Wawa, and I
usually never have an issue.
Yeah, it's the issue might be that I locked them in there, but not that the car got stolen. It's that kind of place that we're lucky enough to get to live in. It's rural, it's beautiful. There's great restaurants that's spread out, so you're not dense.
And just the views are so beautiful no matter where you drive. My girlfriend and I actually just had dinner in New Hope last weekend or the weekend before at Zuby. What a great, I'm giving away secrets, I feel like, because it's like down this like little back alley. It's like the vine gardens, the plants, the flowers.
It feels like you're in like Tuscany or Italy.
It was so cool.
Palazzo, yeah.
And I've been here for a long time, and I just went there for the first time, and I think it's the same owner as Carlos.
They share
partner.
Yeah, they're partnered.
Partner kitchen or something.
Kitchen.
It was just, I love Carlos. Like, great brunch spot, great for after work drink or whatever.
Drop in town.
Yeah, and it's just a fun spot and great spot in New Hope. And yeah, we ate dinner there, and I left, and I was like, how is this my first time here? So there's these little hole-in-the-wall restaurants that I encourage people to try. Like Nectar Wine Bar always had great food.
Nectar's great. Do you ever go to the Boathouse?
I've heard so that, and what's the other, the Swan or
The Swan Bar.
the Swan Bar?
Anton's and the Swan. The Swan is the bar. Anton's is a nice
Okay,
restaurant.
I got to try all three of these.
Yeah, the Swan is like great for like a drink. It's very like eclectic, maximalist. Like there's a
Okay,
piece of tchotchke crap on
Everywhere.
every inch of the wall. The bathrooms are really cool. Like just so
Love
much
that stuff.
Yeah, it's fun. I would say Anton's is a really nice, like if you want a nice meal in town, it's a
Okay.
nice one. The Boathouse is a cool, funky, same maximalist type place to go grab drinks.
is it just drinks or they have food there as
I
well?
think it's just drinks, but then the old Hamilton's, which is now Revolution,
Yeah,
is
yep.
across the same little tiny alley.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of like little.
Yeah, all these things I just gotta try. Like I used to love Marshall Brown's. Their steak was great, and then Old Stone.
Yep.
Michael now owns that in the greenhouse, I think, who
Mhm.
I've been close with when I photographed Old Stone at one point. Yeah, there's just great spots, and I'm hoping with all the people moving here, there's more restaurant scene that comes.
Yeah.
A lot of it feels menu wise very similar. I don't know if they all use the same fryer oil and the same recipes.
Yeah, it's like, I don't need truffle fries again on
Yeah.
another menu.
yeah,
I love the Logan. They will always be a staple go-to.
dude, their mac and cheese is off.
Their
the
mac and
chain.
cheese is real good. I like Odette's in the Roof. It's a nice
yeah.
place to go to, and it's easy. And it's, if you have clients that you want to take to a nice lunch while you're out showing houses, it's a nice bougie place. But then, like, I don't know, I like the casual ones too, like Under the Moon. And
Oh, yeah. Great
best
spot.
empanadas in town.
Great spot.
Yeah, just I can walk to town. So
I think that's what's nice too, like having that walkability to two different towns that are completely different, somehow still a little bit the same. Like you have the same views and stuff, but like the people are different out there. I don't know if that's the right thing to say or not, but it just feels like the vibe's different. It's a lot very artsy over there. So not that New Hope's not, yeah, yeah, exactly. Not you New Hope folk, but yeah, it's just cool. The river towns are just fun, and like I think people that haven't been here before or live in the further outskirts suburbs need to come see this river town.
Absolutely.
It's just cool to.
And Doylestown, I also think, is still a little undervalued, I think, because the amount of homes that you have that are walkable to downtown Doylestown is really nice compared to New Hope.
True.
New Hope is beautiful and has great restaurants and all that jazz.
There's only
But
two
the
roads
amount
in
of
and out.
homes that can actually walk to downtown is very, very,
There's only two roads in and out.
Yeah.
You got Bridge Street and River Road.
pretty
I
much.
guess Flower Mountain or Windy Bush or whatever that is further up.
Yeah,
But it's not walkable.
No, definitely. You don't want to walk on the Bish. Let's get your knees
So.
clipped out by a deer. But Doylestown, I think it's big. I mean,
It is big.
you can get, and it's there. You can still find some affordable-ish. I mean, everyone's version of affordable is different.
Sure.
Um,
I was just looking on Zillow the other day, and I think like the lowest price house was like $550-ish, $575, which for this area is affordable in my opinion.
and maybe it needs work, and it's still a twin,
Sure.
and doesn't have parking or whatever.
But you're buying an asset.
But you're buying an asset. It's buying something that's walkable to town. The negative with all the walkable things to town and people who like to walk to town, it can be an older client or clientele, but they generally don't want the older homes and the stairs, and these old homes don't have first floor primaries and that kind of thing. So it is a little bit of a catch of finding that perfect spot. But then you compare it to Newtown. And Newtown's downtown is beautiful, and the homes are a little grander and large scale and pretty, but their downtown isn't really anything
There's not much going
fun
on.
like Doylestown or Newtown is.
Yeah.
Everything good in Newtown is in the big strip mall,
Yeah, exactly.
which I love.
Sam.
They have everything.
Yeah.
It's a great spot to go
It
to.
is. The parking lot sucks, but everything else.
Yeah. I
great.
love that there's like 8,000 stores between the tanning salon and then Nothing But Kinks and the nail salon you can get into anytime. And
I think Doylestown really needs to revisit like the entertainment scene. Like we used to have First Fridays, and it was so much fun. And I understand why it got shut down for all the underages and all those shenanigans that went on. But like, let's do it more supervised. Like we do it for the Doylestown Car Show, where we can walk around. Yeah, like why can't we walk around with a drink inside the borough? And maybe you have, we pay police to block in the borough, so you can't walk outside with a drink. I just
walk in the streets or the parking
Yeah.
lots for the restaurants, or
Like-
they do a couple of street fairs and stuff.
They do, which I'm so grateful for. Since First Friday shut down, they do like to close down the streets and have the restaurants out there, live music. I think we need some more rooftop type bars, and I know they're starting with Main Swing or Main Street Swing,
that.
which is super exciting. But it's like, why don't we have more of that? Like, what's the hang up? I know there's some older folks that are like, lights off by 10.
Yeah,
but
probably
it's like,
Harv and all that.
But it's like, don't live in the center of town. It's like, we're not trying to beat Tennessee by any means, but like,
I can argue both sides of that story because, if you've lived in that house longer than the restaurant's been there, shouldn't you be,
Fair enough.
I can argue both sides, but also if you're living downtown in a business district, you should know that you're living in a business district.
Yeah.
So there's a catch-22 to it. I think a lot of the towns have gotten real aggressive with putting in a lot of things you can and cannot do in the last few years and really overstepping their authority. There you go.
I guess it's the best way to put that.
Yeah, just like, Harb and New Hope and what they do to some of the people trying to build things and trying to build common sense things.
Yeah.
They're not trying to build a pink stucco McMansion with turrets and
Exactly.
something down on the water. They're trying to build something that fits all of your guidelines. And I've heard so many stories of people just getting screwed around.
Yeah, whether it's
costing a
permits
lot
or
of
whatever.
money for redo of plans that had already been approved, but now somebody else doesn't like it. And these people don't have, if you have a master's degree in architecture and engineering, fine, I respect, hat off to you, but you're just a Joe Schmo who got on the board because somebody voted you in. I'm sorry, why are you getting to make this person's life miserable? Yeah. I have a hard time with that.
People hate change.
Yeah,
That's
but
what it
I'm
comes
pro
down.
development, and especially in a town like New Hope, where you have, I want to keep the facades, keep the things that are there, the prettiness of the town. But let's be realistic. It's kind of turned into a wedding venue. There's 4 big hotels that do a lot of business, and that drives our traffic because it's not the weird tchotchke dress shop that sits there and there's paint peeling off of it, and then you get these, the originals that are the don't change anything people.
Yeah.
And we don't want the Logan Inn to do this big addition, blah, blah, blah. But yet they're fine with the buildings falling down and paint and disrepair on the same street. So we have to invest in the community to move it forward, because if we just keep it, these sad little shops they're not paying the rent. They're not going to keep it going forward. It's going to be dilapidated in no time. So
we don't want
that is the development of the town, because we have to keep pushing money into it.
Yeah, and the price, it will drive prices up, but all for good reason. Like if we want to keep it running and keep it successful, we have to put money there, and the people with money move in there to keep it running, and they want to enjoy it. Anyways, well, I think this was awesome. I think people are really going to enjoy listening to this because you're, rock star in the industry.
Thank you.
I don't want to say now. I was about to say now, but you've been around for a bit now, and you're continuing to grow. I'm excited to see your success, and I'm excited to be connected with you and the rest of the team, hopefully at Addison Wolfe in the near future. If anyone wants to reach out to you, what's the best way to get in touch? Is it email, text, call?
Email, text,
Twitter.
Instagram, not Twitter.
Or X.
Yeah, no, I don't even know if I have one of those anymore. Yeah, text me, call me. I'm always around. Email, not so much.
Awesome. All right. So phone.
Yeah,
Get in
phone.
touch with them
It's
via
always
phone.
in my hand. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you out there soon.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for tuning in to The Home Show. I hope you enjoyed the conversation and found something you can take with you. If you like this episode, be sure to follow us and subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And if you're a local leader in the real estate, design, or construction industry and want to share your story, visit om-media.com to apply to be a guest. Until next time, remember, you can't go home without OM.